Case number or complaint number?
Case number or claim number.
Oh, I apologise. Case number, claim number. No, I don't actually have one because all this paperwork just seems to come from the council without actually any legal or lawful paperwork from the courts. There's no case number or court number, as you say.
And you say it's come from the council?
Well, yes, I mean, it's all printed off their computers, but it doesn't seem to have anything legal or lawful on there.
Well, what is it for?
Well, they're claiming that they're sending out an attachment of earnings order, but apparently it's come straight from the council and not from the courts. Now, from what I can understand, that attachment of earning orders only apply from when they come from the county courts.
Yeah.
That's correct, yes?
As far as I'm aware, yeah, it normally comes from the county court.
Right, okay, so what they've sent out then is I say that's legal and fraud.
Not necessarily, unless they're just sending you copies of what they might have from the court.
Well, are they not supposed to also send the documentation from the court if they're trying to take money out of my wages?
They would. Has it said that it will be coming out of your wages, or is it an application, or is it something that they're asking you to fill so that it can come out of your wages?
No, they've just sent me documentation, well, paperwork. It's really just an A4 sheet of paper with the printing off their own computer, stating that they are applying to my employer to have attachment of earnings taken out of my, well, basically they're stealing money from my wages, because it seems that they haven't actually gone to the courts and applied. And it doesn't appear that a magistrate has actually sat and looked at my case individually and assessed it and sealed a stamp or a court's a wet signature or anything.
So the way it works is if you owe money to, for example, the council, and you don't pay it, and they've gone through the court, and then they are seeking enforcement.
Yes, I understand that, sir. I understand that they have to go to the court, but my point is that they clearly haven't gone to the court because there's no court.
Let me pause you there. Have you been to the court for whatever purpose? Have they taken you to the court for whatever?
Yes, they have. Yes.
So you owe them money for something.
Yes, I do, and we have. Yes, and they have sent me court papers, etc. But since then, I've heard nothing, and now they've just simply sent out some printed A4 sheets with writing on it saying that, printing on it saying that they are doing an attachment of earning order, but there's no actual legal paperwork here.
Okay, so when you went to the court, you were asked to pay whatever you had to pay, and obviously you must have failed to pay that.
No, I actually didn't attend the court because from what I gathered from somebody that I know, they did go to court, and it turns out that they don't actually sit in front of a judge or even in a courtroom. They sit in a small, tiny little box room somewhere, and somebody demands money off them. So the judge doesn't actually even see the...
Well, that's not how it works. From my understanding, if you had somebody taking you to court, you would have an opportunity at a hearing, you would have a judge sitting there, you would be sitting there, the solicitors would be, or they would be sitting there, and the judge would go through all you guys and discuss what's the problem, and then he will say, I order, either in writing, or he will say that he's going to order that you pay X amount by a certain date.
Yes, and that's my understanding through all the research that I've done on these sort of situations, but they have not done that. There has just been a massive bulk order sent to the courts, and they've just signed it, or the clerk has signed it. It's not even an eligible signature, and they have just sent out a mass order without actually allowing any of us to go to the magistrate and put our case forward.
Normally, attachment of earnings are normally done at county court, not magistrates.
Yes, I'm aware, and the council actually have no right to print out their own paperwork without actually having gone to the courts first.
The only thing, like I said at the beginning, was they may have printed the paperwork and just send it to you, and they may have applied to the court, and then the court will be dealing with it and sending you the relevant information at some point.
Right. Well, I've not heard anything from the court. Can you tell me who? I suppose it would be the magistrate
court. At that time, you would have had a claim or a case number. Do you have that case?
No, sir. They have not given me anything from the court. Everything has come from the council. There is absolutely no case number. There is no court signature.
They took you to court for some...
Well, they sent me a summons to court. Yes, they did, and I did not attend that summons. But I am aware of somebody who has attended the summons, and it's not actually in front of a judge. It is just simply in a tiny little box room where they sit down with somebody from the council demanding that you pay them the money. So no judge has actually seen it, and no judge has signed any of the documents or put a stamp.
Okay, the way the attachment earnings would work is the court would send you some paperwork. In that paper, you would have to put your outgoings and income, all your incomings and outgoings, and the judge will decide if you can afford to pay out of your wages. If your wages are such that you can't afford it, a protected earning rate is set and they can't take it out of your wages. If your wages are such that the judge thinks you can pay X amount, then he will say that you should be able to pay whatever out of your wages. You would have to fill a form and it shows all your outgoings and income, and the judge will then decide. Now, that's usually how the attachment of earnings work. So unless you've got something from the courts to fill in and then send it off, nothing will happen.
I appreciate that.
I would be very surprised if somebody can then walk into your company and ask for payment to be taken from your wages.
Well, it's very interesting you say that, because my wages manager did actually speak to the council yesterday, and the council did demand that the wages manager take my money and send it straight to the council. But my employee and myself, we have not received anything from the actual magistrate's court.
Your employer cannot deduct money unless they've got an order from the court to deduct X amount from your wages, and that would have to be shown in writing from court to the employer. And if that was done, you would have had some prior work done. Like I say, you would have filled forms in to say what your outcomes, incomes, and that, and the judge would have decided, and then this would be in place. If that hasn't happened, I would very be surprised that someone can take wages deductions.
I would be surprised too, but unfortunately this is happening more and more. Councils are illegally printing out their own court orders, I literally have it here. It says Attachment of Earning Order, and it gives you the regulations of council tax, blah, blah, 1992, but that is it. There is no court order number, there is no case number, there is absolutely nothing, and they have sent this to my employer and have demanded that my employer give my wages to the council without actually having given them any paperwork from the court. Thank you so much, sir. You have cleared up an awful lot of information for me this morning, and I appreciate that very much. You've been very clear. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.